8020110. Yes, the 80-20 principle, the 1% solution, and the 10x rule. The 80-20 principle dictates that the large majority of our results come from a small number of inputs. So let's look at some common examples. Number one, the large majority of pleasure we get from relationship comes from a very select few people that we know. Number two, the large majority of knowledge that we get from books and even lectures comes from a few minutes of the lecture or a select few pages of the book. Number three, the true embodiment of 80-20 and the fractal nature of it is the gym. Something that takes 3 to 5% of your week and gives you infinite result back in the way of better aesthetics, performance, and confidence. But even the majority of results in the gym, are they coming from everything and anything you do while there? Or a select few sets for a select few minutes? We can see massive gains from very small things. Next time when doing anything, ask yourself, what is the 80-20 version of this activity? What is the most important aspect that gives me the majority of the benefit, and how can I focus on that more? The next productivity hack comes from James Clear and the 1% solution. The problem with the majority of people is that they're always trying to do the opposite of the 1% solution. Instead of looking for little levers that could potentially tap into the 80-20 principle, they only think in grandiose terms, which only discourages them because they are not able to come up with the grandiose solutions they are after. But even if they do so, they usually involve so much action that most people aren't prepared to make that investment. However, this is where the 1% solution shines through. Instead, James Clear asks us to think extremely minimalistically, so minimalistically that it is almost insulting, but it is so small that it beckons us to take action like never before. Like, you got this. Like, even your 4-year-old sister with a peg leg has this. And the great thing about the 1% solution is that it is unconsciously aligned with the 80-20 principle in that it forces you to strip away the fat from the action to start at least getting some sort of result. And who knows, from that, maybe even tap into something that could bring you immense joy. Take the following 3 areas most have goals in: health, wealth, and relationship happiness. Number 1, challenge yourself. Do 10 push-ups, 10 squats, 10 sit-ups right now. Yeah, that's it, right here, right now. Number 2, before you go to bed, read 1 page of that book you've always wanted to read but never made time for. Watch just 5 minutes of any educational lecture today. You can even do both of these while you cook. So bring the book with you, or bring a laptop with you, play it on your phone. Start developing that habit. Number 3, send a text to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, and do 5 minutes of research into someone who is somewhere where you want to be in life. You can contact this person if you want to please, if you so please, but just have the knowledge of that for now. Finally, the 10x rule, which tops off the trifecta. This was gotten off of from Grant Cardone in setting huge goals, but also from Shane Snow in that it is often easier to come up with a 10x solution than to get to 10% better. Now, I know some of you might be saying, well, doesn't this just contradict everything that you've just said? It is actually the combination, the trifecta of all 3 things. So once you have applied the 80-20 principle and the 1% solution, you have very minimalistic activities that will yield results. But it is now time to tap into your imagination in the opposite direction, the big way. So ask yourself the following. Number 1, if you had to get 10x the results in whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, how would you do that? Number 2, if you had 10x the budget, how would you apply that? Number 3, if you had 100 times less the budget, how would you go about achieving your goals? So when in doubt or in a mental cloud, just dial it out and give 8020110 a shout.